Just ahead on CTV News, a mistakenly deported man is back and facing criminal charges. Plus, a jury has been selected for a local teacher's murder case. And the newly elected county executive shares her future plans. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, June 9th. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, nearly 3 months after he was wrongly deported from the U.S. by the Trump administration, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back on U.S. soil. But the Salvadoran immigrant who was living in Maryland at the time of his arrest now faces criminal charges.
This is what American justice looks like.
This was how U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia on Friday. He's now being held in custody in Tennessee to face charges of human trafficking.
On May 21st, a grand jury in the Middle District of Tennessee returned a sealed indictment charging Abrego Garcia with alien smuggling and conspiracy to commit alien smuggling in violation of Title 8 U.S.C. 1324. We want to thank President Bukele for agreeing to return Abrego Garcia to the United States.
What happened today is not the manner in which this would have been handled had Mr. Abrego Garcia never been improperly sent to El Salvador. What happened today is an abuse of power. What happened today is the exact opposite of due process, because due process means the opportunity to defend yourself before you're punished, not afterwards.
The indictment is related to a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee where officers with the state's highway patrol expressed concern Abrego Garcia was involved with human trafficking. He told police that he was taking people into Maryland for construction work. He was never charged and police let them go. Abrego's attorneys call the government's case baseless.
I think what this really goes to show is that this administration, instead of simply admitting a mistake and apologizing, this matter could have gone away within a week or two after the case being filed. Instead of simply admitting their mistake, they'll stop at nothing at all, even some of the most preposterous charges imaginable, just to avoid admitting that they made a mistake.
The grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Abrego Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. He was a smuggler of humans and children and women.
For weeks, Abrego's family and supporters have worked for his return. In April, Senator Chris Van Hollen flew to El Salvador to meet with Garcia, and in May, Congressman Glenn Ivey visited the country but was denied a meeting with Abrego Garcia. Also back in April, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered the administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return, but the administration refused to comply, accusing Abrego Garcia of being a member of the dangerous MS-13 gang. Bondi even highlighted allegations that went beyond the scope of the indictment.
A co-conspirator also alleges the defendant played a role in the murder of a rival gang member's mother.
And Abrego Garcia will be arraigned on human smuggling charges on Friday.
Jury selection has begun in the trial of Harold Landon III, the man charged with the death of Marion Sela. Police found Sela's body dismembered in Clinton back in August of 2023, when Sela was reported missing 2 days prior. When charges were announced, Landon was already in custody in Prince George's County Jail following an unrelated assault charge that was due to violating the protective order of his ex-girlfriend and mother of his children. Open arguments are expected to begin tomorrow.
And Prince George's police are investigating a fatal shooting in the county over the weekend. Officers were called to the 400 block of Warfield Drive at about 4:45 Sunday morning. That's where they found the body of an adult male in a parking garage suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead on the scene. So far, police have no suspect or motive in this case.
The Baltimore Harbor is now reopened following last week's oil spill. Crews have been working to clean up a massive diesel spill on Thursday, cleaning up 2,000 gallons of oil. All roadways that were previously closed will operate as usual. Officials say the water in the harbor will appear red for some time due to the dye in the diesel. And in an effort to keep the public safe from actions led by the Trump administration, Maryland's Attorney General joins a federal firearms lawsuit. Attorney General Anthony Brown joins a coalition of 16 other attorneys general suing the Trump administration for trying to legalize machine guns. However, federal law prohibits residents from owning a machine gun or a machine gun conversion device like forced reset triggers or FRTs. The complaint argues that these devices can turn a semi-automatic firearm into a powerful weapon. Brown says this complaint has nothing to do with the Second Amendment.
Majority of firearm owners that I speak with who are responsible would agree that this device serves no purpose for them in whether their effort to self-defend, whether hunting, whether collecting. This converts a firearm into a very dangerous weapon. It's dangerous for law enforcement. It's dangerous throughout our communities.
The lawsuit was filed here in Maryland.
And a victory lap for Attorney General Anthony Brown. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from dismantling AmeriCorps. In April, Brown, along with a coalition of attorneys general and governors, filed a suit challenging the administration's plan to eliminate nearly 90% of AmeriCorps force and canceled contracts. The court order restores, for now, all programs and orders the reinstatement of 750 workers who were let go. The decision stops the president from eliminating AmeriCorps programs while litigation continues. And we should learn in a few days how much, if anything, the ding on Maryland's credit rating will cost. State officials plan to offer nearly $2 billion in bonds for sale on Wednesday. It will be the first sale since the state lost its coveted AAA bond rating last month when it was downgraded to AA1, which is still high according to policy experts at the University of Maryland. They say the downgrade will likely not lead to dramatically higher interest rates, but the change could, for example, cost the state $50,000 more annually on each $100 million borrowed.
State's attorney and county executive-elect Aisha Braveboy will undergo the shortest transition of power in county history. Braveboy will be serving the remaining 2 years of now Senator Angela Alsobrooks' term. CTV News caught up with the county executive-elect as she is already making moves to hit the ground running.
Picking a smart government that will work for the people of Prince George's County. I started by announcing my choice for Chief Administrative Officer. This is a woman, Maxine Bardwell, who has had basically decades of experience auditing agencies, looking for fraud, waste, and abuse, and really just focusing on government efficiency. And that is really important because we have to run a lean, mean government because we are facing some structural deficit issues. But I think that part of what we can do is ensure that we're spending our money wisely, and she is someone who's dedicated her career to doing that.
Braveboy is scheduled to be sworn in on the Juneteenth holiday. You're watching CTV News. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Byron Scott. Still to come, PGCTV recently honored teachers with over 30 years of service.
That story and more when we return.
Mom, did you really need to buy 2 can openers for our emergency kit?
I can't help it. They're 2 for 1. What's this? We need to keep our family communication plan safe in case of an emergency.
Thanks, Tita.
Oh, man.
Well, good thing we kept all the lights we used for Diwali.
I've got the battery pack. Keep my phone powered so we don't miss any alerts.
What about game night?
Sounds good.
Oh, we have to get to Mom and Dad's and get them somewhere safe.
I've got the evacuation route loaded on my phone.
I've got an updated list of Dad's meds.
And I've got just what we need to get them to take this seriously.
If that doesn't convince them that we thought this through, I don't know what would.
Start a conversation with your family and plan together for emergencies.
Welcome back. A Clinton man pleads guilty to an armed robbery of a convenience store. According to court documents, 35-year-old ZBD Johnson and 4 others pointed a firearm at a store employee, broke into an ATM, and then took nearly $35,000 in April of 2022. During the time of the robbery, Johnson was on supervised release for a drug distribution offense from 2018. His sentencing is scheduled for September 4th.
And an Upper Marlboro man is in custody in connection with a fatal shooting in Suitland last week. 35-year-old James Stewart is charged with first-degree murder in the death of 32-year-old Meandre McBride. Investigators say Stewart and McBride were involved in an ongoing dispute. The shooting happened on June 3rd on the 5600 block of Regency Park Court. Officers found McBride and the second victim suffering from gunshot wounds inside an apartment. The second victim remains hospitalized in critical condition. Meanwhile, a local teacher receives a high honor for her impact in STEM education. Congratulations to Ms. Michelle Wycliffe for being honored with the Outstanding Mathematics Teacher Award from the Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative, or SMECO. Wycliffe teaches at Brandywine Elementary School and is the only teacher from Prince George's County to win. She says that she's being honored and recognized by her professional community, and this award is, quote, job well done that she doesn't often get to hear.
The grounds of an old county high school will soon turn into a movie studio. The old Fairmont Heights High School has been sitting vacant since 2017. Now, all of that could change, thanks in part to the county council. Recently, the county council declared the school a surplus property and gave it to the Redevelopment Authority, which will work to turn the old school into a movie studio and an educational center. As CTV News reported, the school's Alumni Association has been working to preserve the history of the school or turn it into a venue for vocational education.
We took the baton and we ran with it because we saw our beloved Fairmont Heights just sitting there, just deteriorating. And it's so much more than that. So we have pledged to bring it back to its glory.
I've always felt like it really has an unbelievable potential. I've felt also that the history of the school and the people that went there is so strong, so vibrant, that we had to come up with a way to maintain that.
The school was the first publicly funded high school for Black students in the county. $5 million has been secured in state funding for the school's redevelopment.
And Prince George's County Public Schools recently celebrated employees who spent decades shaping young lives. The event recognized 158 employees with 35 years of service, 44 who've served more than 40 years, and 9 who've dedicated more than 50 years. Honorees reflected on how times have changed since the start of their careers. Superintendent Millard House said, quote, the evening shined a light on those who've given their all to our schools, unquote.
2 Maryland universities are backing Harvard University as they sue the Trump administration. A federal judge granted motion that will allow Johns Hopkins University and the University of Maryland, along with 18 other universities, to file a brief in support of Harvard University's lawsuit against the Trump administration over federal funding cuts. Several universities are a part of the suit, including Johns Hopkins and UMD, lost millions of dollars in federal research funding. The Trump administration froze $2.2 billion in federal funding for Harvard. As June marks Pride Month, some transgender Marylanders reflect on the progress made to protect the rights of LGBTQ+ people statewide. all while the Trump administration looks to attack their community. Since taking office, President Trump has signed executive orders prohibiting gender ideology and rescinded several federal policies on transgender equality. According to Maryland Matters, some transgender Marylanders recognize the progress that Maryland lawmakers has taken to protect them. However, some also feel not enough has been done this past legislative session. Still to come on CTV News, crab cakes from around the state were recently ranked online.
Yummy, yummy. After the break, find out where the county made that list. Back in a moment. Stay tuned.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Good job, buddy!
Hey, buddy. It's time. Gotta go. Listen, I could be there in 15 minutes. Yep, see you soon. All right, you know the drill. Your brother could always do it. That's what I thought.
I just wanted to stop.
Welcome back. The Department of Public Works and Transportation has released updates on its Phase 2 of its residential street sweeping program. Since Phase 2 began in April, the department has collected more than 600,000 pounds of debris across more than 1,000-mile streets. The program is part of an effort to improve neighborhood cleanliness and create a healthier environment.
And changes could be coming to the fishing season for striped bass. Currently, anglers are banned from going after the popular species, also known as rockfish, during the month of April, which is its spawning season. But the Department of Natural Resources is considering lifting that ban next year. It would come amid a 6-year slump in reproduction for the popular fish. To offset the change, the state says it will close fishing for striped bass for all of August, when heat-related deaths of the fish rise as a result of catch and release. A decision is expected on this issue by the fall.
Well, the weather is warming up, and if you enjoy a nice breeze accompanied by live performances, listen up. Flight Deck at the Capitol Wheel has launched a brand new summer music experience with the Rhythm of the River. Guests can enjoy live music performances every Saturday evening with panoramic views of the Potomac River, signature cocktails, and a relaxed summer atmosphere.
You know, the Capitol Wheel is at National Harbor, and we're in the heart of Prince George's County, and we just love it here. It's just a lovely, wonderful place, and so people can come down to National Harbor. They can have dinner. They can come down and have some drinks at the bar, listen to some great music, take a ride on the wheel. It's a perfect date night, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. In fact, Rhythm on the River is actually free. You know, your drink, you have to pay for your drinks, but you can come down and listen to the music, and it's at absolutely no charge.
For more information about the Rhythm of the River Summer Music Series at Flight Deck, visit thecapitolwheel.com.
And Barstool Sports has posted its list of the top 10 crab cake spots in Maryland. The rankings are based on social media comments. One county state where they made the list was Bowie's very own Jerry's Seafood, known for the infamous crab bomb. The restaurant says the crab bomb is larger and richer than a normal crab cake and has more lump meat.
If you need to burn off those delicious crab cakes,
Bryce and Darian have you covered with another segment of Fit and Focused.
Fit and Focus family, we're back with another episode of your favorite segment on CTV News, and we're back at Profusion Gym here in Upper Marlboro with Darian from ViFit Studios. She has a great leg workout that we can do with dumbbells. So Darian, take us away.
All right, we're gonna get ready. We're gonna do some quads today. I'm so excited. So we're gonna start with one of my favorite goblet squats. We're gonna grab our dumbbell, just one for right now. You're gonna place it in your hand, cup it here. Your heels are gonna be placed on top of a any type of elevation here. So we're using a plate for right now. So you're gonna go down, you're gonna try to keep your knees together, and you're going to use your thighs to go all the way down and come all the way up. Now, what we don't wanna do is when we go down, we don't wanna use our butt to come up and do a little scoop like that. We don't wanna do that, right? So we wanna go straight down and straight up.
Almost like you're drawing like a line with your back.
Exactly,
sure
yep.
Everything is
right. Keep those shoulders right over top of your hips. Very good.
And you don't want to hunch over like with your chest or anything like that.
No, you want to stay. So yeah, exactly. You want to stay straight up and down. Yep, and just let the quads do the work for you. Yep. And by holding this weight, we're adding a little bit more resistance. Yep, good job. We're gonna do 2 more. 2. And last one. Up. Good job.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so what's next?
All right, so now we're gonna place this down. We're going to get on top of our plate here, and we're gonna do some jump squats, okay? Just ins and outs, okay? This is really good for cardio, if you're trying to do any type of weight loss. So we're gonna start here, we're gonna jump out into a squat. Jump back on, squat again.
Oh, squat again.
Yep, back out, and back in. Back out, and back in. Good job, and keep going. Yep.
This feels like a HIIT workout.
It pretty much is, yes. This is burning some really good calories for you. Yep, and you can also do this on a timer to see how many you could get in and how much time. Yep, 3, good. 2, last one. Woo!
All right, yeah, I'm starting to feel the burn a little bit.
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
What do you have for us now?
All right, last and final one, we have some lunges, okay? So we're gonna grab 2 of our dumbbells. Very good. Feet together. We're gonna step forward. Big stride, drop our knee. Come up, step together. Good, the other side. Forward, down, come up, step together. Good job. Keep going. Yep, and back. Good job.
And so what's one of the focuses that you wanna make sure you're doing it right on this one?
You wanna make sure that your legs are in a 90-degree angle each time. So you wanna take your time with that. Use your core and make sure you're standing up nice and tall as you come up. Keep going, 3, good. 2, and 1. Right. Excellent job.
Darian, thank you so much for another amazing workout.
Absolutely.
And thank you to Profusion Gym in Upper Marlboro for giving us another opportunity to work out. You can find Darian at ViFit Studios on Instagram and TikTok, and you can find anything that you missed on our YouTube channel. Make sure you stay fit and focused in 2025.
Notice Bryce was so cool he wasn't even sweating.
I know, right?
Yeah.
For being young, am I right?
There you go. And now Simon Bugs here with our Monday sports page.
And what's going on in sports, Simon?
Well, guys, you have a packed sports page, and there's one story in particular that I'm real excited about. Stay right there, everybody, because coming right up, an NFL player from right here in Maryland returns to his alma mater for an exciting event. Find out who after the break. Stay tuned.
I am an athlete.
I am an educator.
I'm an EMT, a neurologist, a veteran,
a business owner.
I'm a mom.
We are survivors.
Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women and doesn't discriminate.
It can affect any woman at any age or stage.
Yet many women don't know it's our greatest health threat.
Encourage 3 women you love to learn more about their risk factors and how they can take charge of their health today.
All right, everyone, it's time for your Monday sports page. Now, for our first story, we go to the world of football, where an NFL star gave back to his community. Secu Stadium was packed this past Saturday as NFL wide receiver and Maryland native Stephon Diggs hosted his annual Diggs Day football camp. Kids of all ages came to College Park to hone their gridiron skills by learning from one of the league's biggest stars. I caught up with Diggs during this exciting event, and he told me how much this day meant to him.
Year in and year out, it's a lot to get excited about. 500 kids come out here. They come in with a great mindset. They come excited. I'm just happy to be a part of something special and something I can bring back to the crib, back to my school, you know what I'm saying? A lot to be proud of around here, so trying to bring some love and get that next generation ready to go.
This was the chance of a lifetime for so many of these aspiring athletes. Being able to meet and learn from a Pro Bowl receiver isn't something that happens every day. And the kids who attended the camp were pumped up about the opportunity.
It feels good, you know, being near an NFL player and you get to see like how he acts and how humble he is, and you can see all these people really trying to see other people like giving the effort.
It feels nice, like it's really fun here, and like it's like I'm glad that I get to see like one of my favorite receivers here, and it's pretty fun.
It's been good. Like we've been doing a lot of training, we've having good times and having fun.
I'm very excited because I've never been to an NFL player camp.
Some of these children have big dreams of making it to the NFL. To make it to that level, it takes many hours of practice to become the best player you can be. And they told me what part of their game they wanted to improve on coming into the camp.
So far, I'm just trying to get better at catching because, you know, a receiver is kind of in the job description.
I'll like to get better on my route running and looking the ball other way so I don't drop it.
I want to get better at focusing on the quarterback and making more plays.
There's more to being an NFL player than what you can do on the field. And Diggs touched on what he also wanted to instill specifically into the camp attendees.
More so the mindset I'm trying to build right now. When they're super young, that mindset, that mental toughness, show them that the grind ain't easy. I mean, you build that foundation pretty young, and they'll carry it throughout their years. So that's all I'm trying to do.
Always great to see someone from this area making an impact on the next generation. Meanwhile, some big news regarding college athletics as the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California has approved a settlement in the case of House versus NCAA. With this settlement, student athletes will now have more opportunities to profit off of their play. Beginning on July 1st of this year, each year participating schools, which includes the University of Maryland, that are in the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12 and SEC conferences can give up to 22% of their average revenue. The revenue comes from media rights, ticket sales, and various sponsorships. Schools are estimated to give out over $20 million each for the 2025 to 2026 academic year. And pivoting back to football, the Washington Commanders wrapped up OTAs last week and will now shift their focus towards the team's mandatory minicamp. Each part of the Commanders' offseason plays a key role in the team starting the 2025 season off strong. CTV Sports caught up with one of the players on the team recently, and he touched on his mindset during the offseason workouts.
Details, man, details, and just get my fundamentals down. I think we talk a lot about like crunch time moments, man. It all really comes down to fundamentals and just the basics. Honestly, like people try to overcomplicate it, but it's the basic things that you do every day on the practice field, in the meeting room. So just being able to translate all that and, you know, just make it all into one.
Washington's mandatory minicamp begins tomorrow and will last until June 12th. And finally, the Washington Mystics took the court against the Connecticut Sun over the weekend. And the Sun didn't shine much in the two teams matchup as Washington dominated them, beating them 104-67. Washington had a 50-36 lead at the half, and that was the beginning of the end for Connecticut as they were outscored by the Mystics 54-31 in the third and fourth quarters. Washington is now 4-6 and will take the court next versus the Atlanta Dream on Sunday. And that wraps up your Monday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thank you, Simon. Let's get a quick look now at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow it'll be 81 degrees with storms sticking around through the morning. Wednesday, nice and sunny with a high of 85 and a low of 65. And Thursday, it's going to feel like summer when we reach a high of 80, make that 90 degrees.
And for our community calendar, tomorrow in honor of Pride Month, the South Bowie Branch Library is hosting a film film screening and discussion on the 1999 queer classic, But I'm a Cheerleader. The film chronicles what happens when a teenager is sent to a rehab camp when her parents suspect her of being a lesbian. The screening takes place at 5:30. For more information, contact the library at 301-850-0475.
And that's the news for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.